It's cold outside. Dinner tonight is chicken and rice. I made the chicken and rice soup with a combination of white, brown, wild, and red rice. And I added some spinach and all of the vegetables that I love. I started off by stir frying the onions and celery in no salt butter. I try to be careful with my salts, so I use low salt chicken stock, and I'm careful if I'm using salts that if I'm using a garlic salt, I'm careful about using seasoning salt. And the broth is a low salt, low sodium broth, chicken broth. And again, there is, I added the white, brown, wild, and red rice. And for this soup tonight, I wanted it to have a creamy texture. So instead of adding a cream, I decided to use white beans. The reason why I use white beans is because they freeze better. And I hadn't learned how to cook less, so I end up having to freeze a lot of the things that I make. So unlike cream, freeze this with the blended white beans, the consistency is the same. I used a combination of seasonings of a seasoning salt, garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, and again, I try to watch the salts. And I stirred it all in, waited for it to come to a gentle boil, and I added mushrooms and carrots. I like to dice my carrots and my mushrooms because when I'm eating soup, I like for it to all fit on the spoon. So that's just something that I like to do. And I mixed that up and I waited for it to, come to a gentle boil. I lowered the heat and then I added all the seasonings that I mentioned earlier. Also at the end of the video, you'll be able to see everything that I use for this soup. Now, I want to let you know as the rice cooks, it takes up a lot of the liquids. You can add more water or chicken broth, whatever you prefer. So as it continued to cook down, I continued to stir it, making sure that it didn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And to cut down on my time, I decided to use a rotisserie chicken. And I just picked up a rotisserie chicken from a local store and pulled the chicken breast off, and I went ahead and I chopped the dark meat. Some people don't like dark and white meat in their chicken and rice soup, but I like them both. And I like spinach, so I went ahead and I used a half a bag of baby spinach, and again I chopped it all because again I wanted it all to fit on the spoon. And to give it a little bit of a kick, I added 1 can of Rotel diced tomatoes, and they're mild. You can kick it up if you like to have it a little bit spicy. And then I added the Parade white beans. And when I added the Parade white beans, I made sure to drain the juice off 1 can. And I used the second can with the juice, poured it in, and just blended it until it was nice and smooth. It gives it a really nice texture and taste, similar to the heavy creams. But again, if you're going to freeze this, it freezes really nicely for leftovers, and it tastes the same. So again, the ingredients that I used are listed, and let me know your thoughts. And it's yummy. Thank you.